you guys are not little kids. You are 30 years old. You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You need to be aware of what's happening in the world. This dwarfs next to those fucking mouthpieces of propaganda like Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Megyn Kelly, all of those fuckers.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
I am a Riva and I was taught how to pray Salah.
That means every single time I pray,
the person who told me gets the reward.
5 times a day, from Fajr to Isha.
If you want to support someone like me in learning Salah,
then sponsor 10 people for just £100.
remember the Prophet, peace be upon him, said,
Charity does not decrease wealth. Click the button and donate now.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. If you're watching this video and it's Salah time, please pause it and go pray and come back when you're done. Please check out the description section of this video to support the channel. I'm sure most of you will be aware of the recent controversy surrounding the Nelk boys due to them interviewing the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is a wanted war criminal that is committing genocide and ethnic cleansing in Palestine as we speak. After the severe backlash the Nelk boys received for platforming the most evil man on the planet, they vowed to have pro-Palestine guests on in an attempt to make up for their tone-deaf collaboration with Netanyahu. And not only were they true to their word, they chose wisely this time around by hosting Bassem Youssef. And as always, Bassem did not hold back whatsoever. Let's take a look.
The anger that was directed against you far exceeds the fact that you just platformed Netanyahu. You're basically siding with everything that this country stands for. And many influencers like you who are having a huge platform are being used every day with these free trips to Israel in order to put makeup on a genocidal regime, and in the same time, you like getting the most racist tropes for Palestinians inside. I mean, that video, guys, that you did, it has 7.5 million views on YouTube. Even if October 7 didn't happen, you unknowingly were used as a part to launder their propaganda and just like plant these horrible images about Palestinians, so people's like, oh, there's like a bunch of people staying in tents, it's okay to kill them. I understand like the heat that you got as kids. I'm sorry, you're not kids. As young men,
Yeah.
like at least you are like, but you are not an American politician who have been paid to be a fucking traitor. Your biggest mistake that you were not prepared, that you were not informed, and you didn't do enough effort in order to inform yourself. That's a big mistake. But I honestly, this dwarfs next to the daily treason that we see with American politicians that allows this to happen, that goes into the media and launder Israeli crimes. This dwarfs next to those fucking media people who are just mouthpieces of propaganda like Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Megyn Kelly, all of those fuckers, right? These are like 100% propaganda pieces for a foreign country. You have been betrayed by your politicians, by your media, by many of your influencers, because they are being paid, right? So as much of a stupid stuff that you have done, for me, in my book, you guys, like, at least you are now seeing what you're happening and you're trying to make sense out of it and you're trying to educate yourself. And I think maybe other influencers will see this as like, okay, the next time I get this invitation from Israel, no, I know what I'm stepping into, because it's not just like an innocent trip. It is not just innocent propaganda.
Well, nothing's free, right?
What? Nothing is free, ya habibi. Nothing is free.
It's dark.
That's dark, man.
Do you ever get scared talking about this stuff?
Yeah. Well, I've got canceled. I have many of my shows being canceled.
We need 24-hour security after this one.
I recommend that you guys go watch the full live stream, because within an hour and 18 minutes, Bassem Youssef brilliantly debunked every single piece of garbage Israeli propaganda ever concocted. Bassem was correct when he said the backlash the Nelk boys received for platforming a warlord like Netanyahu was justified, because by doing so, it signals that they condone what his evil regime is doing. Like Bassem said, this is Netanyahu's aim, to buy off influencers with free trips and monetary incentives, in order for them to whitewash Israel's war crimes by spreading false information to shift public perspective in Israel's favour. As Bassem stated, alongside this misinformation campaign is a normalisation of global prejudice against Palestinians and Muslims in general, in order to dehumanise us so that Israel can literally get away with murder. This is evident through the vast amount of discrimination and fear-mongering we see in regards to Islam online and in the media. I think it was very fair of Bassem Youssef to give the Nelk boys the benefit of the doubt for at least trying to make up for platforming Netanyahu by now doing the same for pro-Palestinian voices. Because as he said, this gesture alone is much better than the treacherous selling out of US politicians, mainstream media pundits and pro-Israel shills like Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk and Megyn Kelly, who not only make zero effort to dial back their support for Israel starving and killing innocent civilians, they instead shamelessly cover up and make warped excuses for why it's somehow justified. As Bassem said, hopefully the Nelk boys' example of holding their hands up and admitting they were wrong will create a positive ripple effect for other influencers to maybe do the same. But honestly, I doubt that, because the Nelk boy situation seems like a badly thought out attempt to clout chase gone wrong, hence why they're really trying to rectify their mistake. In contrast, if they had completely sold out like the majority of pro-Israel influencers have, they would have expressed no regret and would instead just triple down on pushing Zionist propaganda. Let's watch the next clip.
Israel has increased their Hasbara budget, which is their propaganda machine, with $150 million. And part of that money goes to influence people in college campuses, hire influencers like you, getting them into fancy trips to Israel, giving them this filtered, layered picture that is made up, that is fake.
I think we were both just ignorant to what was going on over there. And obviously, you know, I knew he was, I'll be honest, I thought he was controversial, but I was definitely ignorant to what was going on in that area. And I can admit that. And it was definitely, I wish we could have gone back and, you know, had 2 weeks to sit down with someone like yourself and just, we should have grilled him 50,000, 100,000 times harder, but something we can't get back, and we'll probably always regret
Of course,
that,
but I know you can't get back this like trip in Israel, but I'm just telling you, this was like part of a much bigger propaganda effort. First of all, I'm not absolving you from your trip. You guys are not little kids. You are 30 years old, right? People in your age have families and they have a career, and you cannot just you need to stop. I'm just saying this because you're my little brothers, but you're not little, right? You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You're 30 years old and you need to be aware of what's happening in the world, and that your reach and your platforms mean something and it affects people. And I think the biggest reason why people were so upset for you, not because you brought someone and you didn't contest him, that it is the talking point that he used is the same talking points that have been used for 2 years to kill thousands of people.
Yeah, I just think the lack of education and stepping into something so serious was probably a mistake.
yeah, it was.
I mean, even since the Netanyahu interview, like just the amount of stuff I've tried to consume, like it really drains. It's really draining. And the issue that I'm having too is like when you do your research, everything, it's just like so opposite. You're consuming from both sides, and it's just like, which one do I believe?
What you've said is very important, that the amount of information, that the conflicting information, everything that comes out of their mouth is a lie. They have bribed our politicians. They harbor pedophiles. They have killed American soldiers. They have done so much bad. They have lied so many times. So there is no reason for you to believe anything that comes out of their mind. Jewish historians, Israeli historians, who talk actually about the conflict and what Israel have done to those people from a Jewish point of view, who were fair, right? So you wouldn't say like, oh, just like the Arabs like doing, it's not Hamas propaganda, right?
Both these guys genuinely seem like they're sorry for hosting Netanyahu on their podcast. And although this collaboration with Bassem helps them in terms of making amends, the fact remains that their Netanyahu interview is still up on their channel for everyone to view. This is problematic because, as Bassem said, Netanyahu was able to repeat the same lies he's been repeating for the past 2 years to justify him killing innocent people. So by the podcast remaining live, by default, it still aids the Israeli regime in brainwashing the masses into believing believing the genocide they're committing is justified. If the Nelk boys truly want to signal to the world that they're sorry, they should take the interview down completely. And despite them admitting they were ignorant, uninformed, unqualified and underprepared, resulting in them failing to grill Netanyahu for his depraved war crimes, as Bassem said, these guys are grown men in their 30s and not boys who should have been more responsible, especially due to the massive platform they have. I think the Nelk boys still seem naive about the severity of the situation in Palestine because they expressed uncertainty in regards to being confused by what they called the conflicting information from both sides. But as Bassem brilliantly put it, the fact that Israel is openly bribing Western politicians, harbouring child abusers, killing American soldiers, sodomizing prisoners, starving children, and have been caught lying repeatedly makes it quite easy to decipher that they're clearly the bad guys in this scenario. And I'm glad Bassem cited credible Jewish and Israeli historians that are truthful about the atrocities that have been committed in Palestine to back up his points, removing all doubt that he's speaking nothing but facts. As Bassem said, Israel spends hundreds of millions of dollars to spread false propaganda in order to clean up their image and continue to commit heinous war crimes with impunity. So next time you see a video, a post, or even a comment repeating this hasbara, keep in mind it's just another paid propagandist pushing their genocidal agenda. For the Palestinian side, we don't have a monetary incentive for doing this. Our aim is simply to give a voice to the oppressed people because it's the right thing to do on a human level. And even though the odds are against us, we must keep up the good fight. Thank you for watching. Until next time, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah.